Time for another episode of Pottawattamie County Roots. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. I'm going to give you another peek behind the curtain now as to how things have been going as I've been preparing for this episode. I had this idea that I wanted to put together some options for camping this weekend because it's supposed to be so warm outside. I mean, we are talking low 80s on Friday. Today, we're talking about upper 80s for Saturday. And then, well, come Sunday, I have seen anywhere from low 60s to low 70s, depending on which forecast you want to look at. So I wanted to put together what was happening around the area for camping. And by doing this, if you cycle back several episodes, you'll see that I did a story on AI and how to use some of the different programs as you are compiling information. And I was attempting to do that with this to put things together for me to let me know what is happening and how I can let you know about it. But what it did over and over again was just kept creating things that weren't true. Things that I knew were not true. It started talking about making reservations at Arrowhead Park in Neola. You can't do that. They don't have a reservation system. It's first come, first serve. And over again, it either gave me something that read like a college lecture or it gave me something that was just completely made up. And yeah, so if you are one of those people that think AI is going to start taking people's jobs, that's not going to be today, because if I had an employee that was doing this, they're not my employee anymore. This has been just an incredibly frustrating event. However, because I've had to verify so many things, I think I'm pretty qualified to talk about what's going on this weekend around camping. So that's going to be the topic today. What campsites are available, what you can do right now if you decide to go camping on this warm weekend, and what the ways that it are different between now and what you might experience in the summertime. Here on Pottawattamie County Roots, we explore the places that make our region home and the people who keep them connected. And that is why we're proud to feature Marnie Elkhorn Communications, your local communications provider, serving Marnie, Elkhorn, Walnut, Avoca, and other Southwest Iowa towns with high-speed fiber internet, reliable phone service, and TV options built for rural living. Real local support and unlimited data plans get speeds up to 1 gig to work, stream, and stay in touch with family and neighbors. Visit metc.net to learn more and get connected today. And finding the right care for a loved one can feel overwhelming. Assisted Living Locators is here to help. Jean Bonker brings more than 30 years of experience serving families and has personally navigated the challenges of elder care. She understands the questions, the emotions, and the weight of those decisions. She becomes your advocate, guiding you through options with clarity, compassion, and personal support every step of the way. Call Assisted Living Locators 402-690-5467. All right, let's take a look at what camping options are available for you this weekend. And we're going to start within the Pottawattamie Conservation Park system, and specifically at Hitchcock, because, yes, campgrounds are open. However, water is limited. The shower house definitely not open. And if you're going to use the bathroom, it will not be the flush kind. But and this is all first come, first serve. Beautiful time of year because you can see a long ways. The leaves aren't out yet. Hiking at Hitchcock, depending on what time of year it is going to give you a completely different experience. This is still going to be the extremely early spring season. You may see a few tree buds coming up. You're definitely going to hear some of the birds that have been back. I know this because I have been there and I've heard some of those birds. But it's not going to be the full camping experience that you would get later on in the season. So, yes, it will be open. Don't expect to have any water available to you. And if you want to make a reservation, that's got to be done on one of the backcountry sites, and you have to hike everything in. So that is how things are working at Hitchcock. Moving up the road to Neola at Arrowhead, from the potconservation.org site, Campground 3 is open for RVs, and the tent sites are open. The other sites are not going to be available for camping just as of yet. And also, even where there is a full hookup for a camper, the water's not on. So that will not be available to you. You need to take your water in with you. However, I have camped this time of year at Arrowhead, and it was very quiet when I did. There was very few people there, and it was beautiful. And that is kind of the point for me camping, is to be able to get out and just enjoy nature and enjoy some early nature. And again, it could be a very beautiful time to be out there. It's just not going to be the full camping experience. Over at Botna Bend at Hitchcock, now they have some of the campgrounds available, some of the services available. The way that I understand it, the South Campground, that is not open. Middle Campground, yes, it is. Again, water's not going to be available. The shower house is not open. And if you go to the North Campground, that's where all the grass sites are going to be. And they do have electric sites there, as well as tent sites. That is open, but the bathroom facilities are not open there. So it's just kind of hit and miss, but I love it at Botna Bend. I think it's beautiful. I think the hiking is wonderful. It's more, it's not Hitchcock. It's not up and down. When you go to Botna Bend, it's more of just a stroll, and you just walk through native prairie grasses, which this time of year are going to still be probably pretty dormant. So be sure that you stay on the paths. Do not get off and walk into the areas that where those prairie grasses are growing. That can just do damage to them, so you don't want to do that. But that's what's happening at Botna Bend. Then let's take a look over at Macedonia, where Old Town Park is. Now, there's 8 sites over there. However, the website does say that the water's available all year long. They never have a shower house at Old Town. And it also sits right there on the West Nishnabotna River, and it's very peaceful. You're out there, and not a lot of hiking. I think it's just 7 acres total, I think. So that's not the point to going to Old Town, but it might be the best option this time of year, because it's got everything there that you need, and it can never get too crowded because they only have 8 sites. So that is what is going on around the county park system in Pottawattamie County. Now, you look out a little bit further, and you go into the state parks in Iowa. Here's where you need to take a look at the websites, because some of them are talking about having only reservable sites now that is not open yet. I know that Wilson Island is not open yet for camping. That's coming up next month. I think Waubonsee has some sites that are available, but very limited services. Let's see what else is out there. No camping at Lake Manawa right now. That is not open either. And I've actually never camped on their site. It's designed specifically for RVs, and that was all just redone over the last few years. I've never camped there, but it looks nice. And I think that Lake Manawa, if you are into biking on trails, it's one of the best places to go. Also, if you go to Lewis and Clark State Park, that's up by Ottawa. Not only is it still closed for the season, it may be closed for a while. They've had a lot of tree damage up there, and there's a lot going on to try to bring that back and get it usable again, and they're not there yet. So that's the latest that I've heard at Lewis and Clark State Park. So the moral of the story, if you're planning on camping at a state park, go to the Iowa DNR site and take a look at what the current conditions are. Again, this is not summer camping. This is early season camping. And even though we're going to have a weekend in the 80s, I've seen some forecasts that say we may even hit 90 on Saturday. Things just aren't open yet. So do not head out expecting that they will be. That doesn't mean don't go. I mean, there's a reason that our campgrounds are open year round. It can be a wonderful time. You just have to plan ahead. Make sure you take more water than you usually would, because chances are you're not going to have access to any of them at the campsites. Now, let's take a look and jump across the river into Nebraska, because they have an altogether different problem going on over there. A lot of folks from Iowa love to go into Nebraska and go camping, but there's a fire ban, and it is not just here, one park here, one park there. It is statewide across the system for the state parks, also for the wildlife management areas. No open fires. They don't care if it's in a fire ring or not. It does look like you can still cook on a gas stove, but no open flame. That is just out of the question until late this month. And I'm sure they're going to take a look at it and see whether or not they can bring it back then. Those wildfires that have been happening in Nebraska, they're trying to do everything they can to get things under control with that. And so I don't blame them for having the fire ban right now. We do not have that, however, at the campgrounds in Iowa. So if you would like to get out and camp this weekend, I would recommend it. I thought about it. I just flat do not have the time to be able to do that. So this weekend's not going to work out. But spring is on the way. In fact, we are less than just a few days away now. I mean, this is March 20th, and isn't the 21st the first day of spring? So isn't that Saturday? Or is it the 20th? I'm not even sure. This is why I should have, prep time before I actually start one of these shows. So that's what's going on with camping around the area. For me, my personal favorite so far of the ones that I've camped at is Pottawattamie Bend. Every place has its own unique things. If I want to go hiking, Hitchcock is the one for me that is the best to get into the woods and the hills, and that is just great. More relaxed experience is going to be Pottawattamie Bend. Arrowhead, if you want to go camping with your family and with kids, this is the best spot. You've got all of the things going on with the lake. You can get them out fishing, and just has the most activities happening. And if you want solitude, and probably I would recommend typically getting there a little bit earlier just because there's not a lot of sites. That would be Old Town. Every single one of our parks inside of the Pottawattamie County Park System has its own unique flavor and its own unique things that it's going to bring and give you. Even if you go to Narrows River Park, which is down in Council Bluffs, just right on the Missouri River. Can't camp there, but if you are looking to have like a family picnic and rent one of the pavilions that are there, or you can do archery there as well, it's a wonderful place. And I loved going down there and just hanging out and watching the river go by. So, yeah, we are very, very fortunate to have the park system that we do in Pottawattamie County. And speaking of which, we're going to have some folks in from the county park system to talk to us about some of the prescribed burns that are going to be going on and have gone on, and just what to expect as we head into the spring around the park system. You know, if you're looking to grow your business or bring new jobs and investment to Southwest Iowa, Advance Southwest Iowa is the economic development organization for all of Pottawattamie County. Advance connects entrepreneurs, innovators, and established companies with resources, incentives, and strategic support to launch, expand, and thrive right here in our region. From site development to small business programs and community partnerships, Advance Southwest Iowa helps bring a stronger local economy. Visit advancesouthwestiowa.com to learn more and get involved. And Primrose Retirement Community believes that home should be a place of comfort, connection, and care. From personalized support to engaging daily activities, everything they do is designed to help residents live fully and confidently. At Primrose, that's their priority. Put the quality of the residents' care and daily needs at the top of their list each day and every day. It's not just about where you live, it's about how you live. Learn more at primroseretirement.com and then contact Jamie Bush at Primrose and discover a place that truly puts people first. Moral of the story is, if you are depending on AI to help you put a script together, I wouldn't make that assumption at all, at least not for me. I know my partner here, Kyle Ranny, he's better at it than I am. He seems to know more of the prompts. I even asked it, what prompts do you need? And it gave me out a list. Do this and I'll give you everything you want. I did it, and it didn't give me everything that I wanted. It was just a matter of frustration. So you just get me pulling things out of my head. But fortunately, with all the research I did, I was able to get a pretty good understanding about what the situation is. So, again, low 80s for today, upper 80s, maybe 90 by tomorrow. And it's still guesswork, apparently, for Sunday, because like I said, I've seen anywhere from 61 to 71, depending on what weather app I'm looking at. But still, 61, that's still a nice day for spring, don't you think? I mean, imagine we were just getting a blizzard last weekend, and now look at it. I'll take it. And welcome to Iowa. My name's Todd Studer. Have a great weekend.